Hello students, in today's lecture we are going to discuss Poynting theorem and Poynting vector. What is Poynting theorem all about and what is Poynting vector? The theorem which is consisting of the flow of energy in an electromagnetic field is known as Poynting theorem. Poynting, you know that electromagnetic wave, when it travels, it consists of electric field components and the magnetic field components. When one varies, the other field is produced, and when electric field varies, magnetic field is produced. Both these components travel perpendicular to the velocity of light and they travel perpendicular to each other. The vector which gives a combination of electric field and magnetic field is known as the Poynting vector, represented by S. It is equal to E cross H, or you can even write it in terms of magnetic field B as S is equal to 1 upon mu naught, where mu naught is permeability in vacuum into E cross B. So the Poynting vector S represents the rate of flow of energy per unit area in a plane electromagnetic wave. Its direction is very similar to the direction in which the wave is traveling. Its unit is watt per meter square. So the whole target of today's lecture is how we are going to find out E cross H. For this, we will be using Maxwell's third and fourth equation to find an expression for E cross H. So, this theorem for the flow of energy or power in an electromagnetic field during the propagation of a plane wave was given by J.H. Poynting in the year 1884. When electromagnetic waves are traveling from one point to another point in space, they are transporting electric energy and magnetic energy, and their components are same, means whatever amount electric is giving, the same amount is being given by the magnetic field energy density, and the rate of flow of this energy transfer is expressed in terms of E and B or E and H, the electric field component and the magnetic field component in plane electromagnetic wave, and this is described by the help of Poynting vector, which is represented by S, the Poynting vector. Now we will derive an expression for the same in today's lecture using Maxwell's third and fourth equation. Let us begin. Maxwell's fourth equation. Maxwell's fourth equation was Maxwell's fourth equation, which is also known as the modified form of Ampere's circuital law, gave curl H is equal to J plus del D by del T. J is your magnetic field strength, H. J is current density. If you remember, J was I upon A. D is your electric displacement vector, which happened when electric field, presence of electric field, the charges started moving. So this is the electric displacement vector. Now we will take J this side, which is current density, which is ratio of current upon area, is equal to curl of magnetic field plus so now this will come this side and these terms will come this side. So this becomes minus del D by del T. Our target in today's lecture is to find E cross H, right? Now if we have a closer look at this expression, E is missing from both sides. Magnetic field is there, electric field is not there. So what we will do is we will multiply both sides by E, electric field component, because we have to get an expression consisting of electric and magnetic fields both. When we multiply both sides by electric field E, we get E dot J is equal to E dot curl H, this is the vector representation, minus, instead of D we will put epsilon E, where epsilon is the permittivity. So minus epsilon E del E by del T. E is just the electric field component, that is all. Curl, you can also write it in the symbol form as E dot J is equal to E dot curl H minus epsilon E del E by del T, right? Now what we just did, one thing, that we multiplied both sides by E. We will use the formula of mathematics which states that divergence A cross B is equal to B curl A minus A curl B. Where will we use it? We will use it here in this value, del cross H. Instead of del cross H, we will use the formula and we will write it as this formula. We are using this formula here. So this expression becomes E del cross H is equal to E H curl E minus divergence H curl E minus divergence of E cross H, right? So minus divergence of E cross H. How have we done it? We have just put this divergence term that side and we have got A curl B this side. So this from this formula becomes this much. Putting this value in this expression above, we have just put this divergence that side and got this here, and this becomes similar to this. So your expression becomes E dot J is equal to H curl E minus divergence E cross H minus epsilon E del E by del T. Why? Because we are trying to get closer to E cross H. E cross H is nothing but Poynting vector. So we are just trying not to lose our approach of reaching the target of E cross H. We will rearrange these terms. Rearranging the terms, we get E dot J is equal to H del cross E minus del E cross H minus epsilon E del E by del T. Right? Now, if we have a look at this expression, we are near our target for E cross H. But Still, we have terms like E dot J to solve. We have terms like del cross E to solve. We have this term also to solve. Now, we will take Maxwell's third equation. What was Maxwell's third equation? Maxwell's third equation said that a changing electric field gave rise to a changing magnetic field in the opposite direction to the very cause that produces it. So, we will use Maxwell's third equation. Maxwell's third equation is curl E is equal to minus del B by del T. Changing electric field gives rise to changing magnetic field. Changing magnetic field with time gives rise to changing electric field. And here, instead of B, we will write it in terms of H. So, B is mu H, right? So, this can be written as curl cross E is equal to minus del B by del T, right? B, instead of B, we will put it mu. So, minus mu del H by del T. Now, we will put this value which we got here in this expression here. We will put this here, right? We are going to put it here. After putting this value here, what do we get this expression looking like? Now, this expression will look something like this. E dot J is equal to H into minus mu del H by del T minus del E cross H minus epsilon E del E by del T. Right? Now, we are going to play one more trick. What is the trick here? The trick is that we are dealing with Poynting theorem or Poynting vector, which is talking about the flow of energy in electric and magnetic field terms. So, we have a rough idea that electric field component energy is half epsilon naught E square and the magnetic field is half mu naught or mu H square, right? So, we have to play a trick where we can make this expression and this expression, the electric field expression and the magnetic field expression, look like an energy term. For this, we will be using the mathematical formula that d by dt of h square is 2h dh by dt. D by dx of x to the power of n is nx to the power of n minus 1. So, if I want this h, if I get it here and already I have a dh by dt here, so I can write it as del h square upon del t. This will give me this only when I will differentiate it. So let us play this trick. And what about this extra 2? For that, what we will do is that we will divide this by 2. Just it is a way of writing the expression. Look at it carefully. See, h del h by, this is a tricky point in Poynting's theorem, can be written as half del upon del t h square. See, if I will open it, it will become 2h del h by del t. Same thing as this. which is dH square by dt. So I don't need to worry. This will become this only. So the same thing I will play with my magnetic field component and with the electric field component. This is one tricky point of Poynting's theorem. So be careful. Once again, have a closer look at the formula. I can write my expression as E dot J, which is basically work done in an electromagnetic field, minus mu upon 2, this 2, it will get cancelled, del upon del T H square minus this term, we will write it first here, epsilon upon 2 del upon del T E square minus del upon del E cross H. Right? Now, have a closer look at the expression. Mu and epsilon are constant. Take them inside and take the minus sign outside. So you get del upon del T into mu H. You can write it B. Mu H is equal to B because we are writing it in terms of magnetic field component. So this becomes B square and multiply and divide this by mu. Here what you do, multiply and divide by mu. When you will do this, this becomes mu square H square. So this becomes B square and 2 mu. So B square upon 2 mu. This is just a simple trick that has been done. Plus minus sign has been taken out common. Epsilon E square upon 2. Right? See, this expression gives you energy density in magnetic field, energy density in magnetic field, and this expression gives you energy density in electric field. Energy density in electric field. Right? This is energy density in electric field. Now, this equation is very much similar to the equation of continuity, and S is E cross H. So you can write it here minus del dot S, which is the Poynting vector E cross H. Now energy stored in magnetic field per unit volume in free space and energy stored in electric field. Right? Now what we will do is we will integrate this expression. If you want, you can continue it as E cross H also. In the end, we will introduce you to Poynting vector. That is no problem at all. We will now integrate this equation over volume V. So, integrating this expression over volume V, we get, there are many small tricks involved in Poynting, but it is not at all difficult. Integrating the equation over volume V, we get J dot E over volume V, dV is equal to minus del upon del T into mu H square upon 2 plus epsilon E square upon 2 dV, and this sign here was minus integral V del dot E cross H dV. This is Poynting theorem, showing you an electromagnetic wave consisting of magnetic field components, electric field components, which is traveling in a medium. Now, from Gauss divergence theorem, Gauss divergence theorem, we get integral V del dot E cross H dV is equal to integral V divergence E cross H dV. And you can also write this down as integral E cross H ds, that is over the area S. And now the expression here becomes, above expression becomes integral V E dot J dV is equal to minus del upon del T into integral V mu upon 2h square plus epsilon upon 2e square dV minus integral E cross H ds. Right? Now here, this is work energy theorem in electromagnetic wave, and the first expression here is, a generalized form of Joule's law. The second expression is the sum of energy due to electric and magnetic fields, and the last expression E cross H is the rate at which energy is carried out of volume V in a cross section, its boundary surface, and is basically the rate of flow of energy. So this is rate of flow of energy, rate of flow. This is total energy in electric and magnetic field, and this is total power that has been dissipated, total power dissipated in volume V. You can find this expression. I have shown it to you how W is equal to QV, Q is IT, J current density is I upon A, so I becomes J dot A, W is IT, V, E is V upon L. You put that value, multiply and divide by L square, you get W as J dot E. You don't need to remember that, just I am showing you that it can be written like this also. So the Poynting theorem in the end states that the work done on the charge by an electromagnetic force is equal to the decrease in energy which is stored in the field less than the energy which flowed out through the surface, and it is energy transported. Poynting vector is energy transported per unit time, per unit area in the electromagnetic field. Thank you.